All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Awesome. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up?
Penn, you're back. You're healthy. You're brimming with energy.
Vim and vigor.
I'm shocked all around.
Vim and vigor is the original expression.
Oh.
But as my friend Fishy used to call it, piss and vinegar.
Piss and vinegar.
Yeah. P and V.
Wow.
He's full of P and V, that one.
He's a spicy meatball.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. So you made it. You survived.
I did. And you survived as well.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm driving home and I'm like, give us some vitamin C.
Scrubbing his hands, bathing in hand sanitizer.
It was like the movie, what, Silkwood? Is that the one?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Scrubber with the,
Right.
yeah.
Right, but I still contend that I was just experiencing some kind of severe allergies. But to your point, because David made the comment, I don't even know how obvious it was during the show, but David made the comment at the end, we're going to go ahead and just quick wrap this up since I'm watching Penn die in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
And I said to David afterwards, like, I'm not dying. I just got the sniffles and I got allergies and like, I'm fine. Right.
And I felt bad because I was like, you don't look fine.
So David was like, well, you don't look fine. So I'm like, stupid David. He doesn't know anything. Stupid David. Right. So I'm like, stupid David. He doesn't know anything. I go home. I walk in the front door. Amy looks at me and she's like, what the hell is wrong with you? She's like, you look like death. Go to bed by yourself.
By yourself.
Right. But yes, I did. I was on the precipice.
Yeah.
I looked into the other side and I was like, I'm not ready.
Not today, Satan.
Right, not today, Satan. Because you know about my streak.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this on the show, but I'll recap it just in case there's any new listeners.
Yeah.
I have been waking up alive every single day for like 53 years straight.
That's insane.
It's more than 53.
That's insane.
Yeah. I have not
Every single day.
I have not missed one yet. So
Wow.
I mean, what's up?
Wow.
So I really don't want to blow that streak.
Color me shocked.
Right. I think I could put together some real numbers.
Can't wait. I'm at the pulpit. You had a good streak going. It was bound to break eventually.
It's funny how often we talk about death on this show.
Being each other's funerals.
But I just want to say here for the record, I hope with all my might that somehow you're at the pulpit at my funeral. David stands up and he's like, he had a lot of problems with you people. He told me off the air.
Whoosh.
And then you should start making up stories. You should be like Marley. That time the two of you were in Omaha, Nebraska together, he never got over that.
The person's like, what did I do?
Right. Well, Marley will be sitting there going, well, I've never been to Omaha. You know? And then knowing my memory, everyone will think that I have them confused with somebody else.
Right.
And the family will be like huddled up in the corner going, I don't even remember Dad going to Omaha.
Who was he there with?
Right.
Did he not tell us about something? Do you have a secret family he hates?
Right. That's exactly right. Oh, good stuff. So I'm counting on you, David, because I made my commitment at your funeral.
Yeah.
B to the U to the double T. What?
What?
My butt fell off. What? All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
You ready to
enough
get into some news?
David, if we could focus for just a minute. I'm always trying to do the job, and you're always fooling around. Exactly. All right, we don't have a heavy We don't we don't have what you would call a heavy news day.
No, it was pretty late.
But I was able to make some stuff up.
I was surprised. I was like, what are we going to put here? And then I saw your notes and I said, well, those are things.
Those are things written in the section labeled to news.
Yeah, it's almost like news.
Hence, ergo, news. All right, IMAX is rocking.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Last week,
Right.
we asked for some real news.
Yeah.
I said, where's Kate Middleton?
Oh, right.
Right?
Right.
And none of y'all, we
right.
asked y'all to lie.
Zero.
And none of y'all lied for us. Disappointed. Mm-hmm. First off.
Right.
And then secondly,
Ugh.
they found her. She's
That story got a lot
less funny.
Story got a lot less funny quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's got cancer of some sort. They didn't say, well, I didn't read what kind, but
I don't think they said, but it's.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to live, but it was a big deal. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, she had a little, skin graft removed or something.
yeah, she had surgery and then they found more or something like that.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So, best wishes to her and her entire family.
Yeah, well, the Crown's
He's not any better.
He's got pancreatitis.
What?
Pancake-itis cancer, I think.
I'm going to just let you
That's true,
flounder
right?
with this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
Pancake-itis.
Yeah, maple syrup, right?
Yeah, yep. Did you go to the new pancake farm?
No?
Yeah, there's a new pancake farm in Richmond Square,
Did you go?
just over by East Pete. And I did go, but I made a terrible strategic error that we admit when we do stupid things on this show frequently, right? So I'm
Right.
going to admit a poorly played morning. Got there with my boys. We're all set. Everyone's excited, happy to see each other at the Pancake Farm.
Yeah,
The name of the restaurant is Pancake Farm.
right. What'd you get?
I got an omelet,
Not even one flapjack?
not even a flapjack. I'm just such a dope. And then I didn't really like it.
Well, it's because they make pancakes.
It's a pancake farm.
The rest of it is like a guy guessing what
Right,
an omelet looks like.
right.
I mean, it's like an egg pancake, I guess.
Right. Anyway, okay, so IMAX has been busy. So IMAX is getting off the schneid because, they had a huge release with Dune, which amazingly is still in IMAX, if you haven't seen it. And then we have Ghostbusters one show a day in IMAX. And then starting Thursday afternoon, it switches over to... is it Godzilla X Kong or Kong X Godzilla?
I think it's Godzilla X Kong
All right. Well, I'm just calling it Kong.
because it's more of a Kong movie.
I don't know what it is, but I just can't remember which order both of them are in.
GXK, KX.
They both sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, IMAX has had a good string of good, big IMAX appropriate movies. You know what they got in? We talked about this earlier, right? Did we talk about Deep Sky?
Yes.
Yeah. So so Deep Sky opens, and then also we got confirmation this week, Blue Angels. Which, have you seen that? Have you seen the trailer for that?
I haven't, but I mean, it's the planes, right?
It's the planes, and it's legit. And I didn't put it in the show notes because I so obviously wouldn't forget it.
Right.
But it's like an A-list director. It's not
Right.
Christopher Nolan, but it's somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like there's an A-list director behind the Blue Angels in IMAX. It looks dope.
And you didn't need to write it down because someone who, like you, would remember.
Yeah, I gotta
and
steal
not
trap.
like go to a pancake specific place and not order a pancake.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of Penn Cinema's programming slate. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I glossed over because it's a maybe.
Yeah.
So we got a 40-minute IMAX documentary called Deep Sky, which I'm just telling you right now, if you're going to ever try to tell me that there's, not good, fresh content, then I don't even want to talk to you because this 40 minutes is like old school, beautiful, like this is good stuff.
Yeah. When's this come out?
This is like April.
Okay.
Yeah, so coming soon, next couple weeks. And then we got the Blue Angels, which is 93 minutes. So it's closer to a movie, but it's more than a documentary.
Yeah.
Then they're kicking it up a notch. Now this is unconfirmed, so don't tell. It's
Well,
just
between us. Yeah.
just between us,
Yeah.
or as we used to say in the county, just between us girls.
Yeah.
IMAX is close to announcing plans to show a live NHL.
Whoa.
That's hockey. A live NHL
Whoa.
hockey game. Would you go?
No.
I would.
Yeah?
Here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be great business because I think for IMAX has been trying to get off the ground with their live. Like we put in this incredibly expensive and intricate live programming thing, and IMAX has not really moved off the dime in terms of like providing live content. I think in order for this to be successful, the live content they come up with needs to be something that I can't watch at home.
But you can watch NHL at home.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying is that I don't think NHL is like the great thing that's going to move the needle on this. Like, for example, show me a rock concert. You know, there's somebody's playing in Macau, China, or Las Vegas, or Madison Square Garden, and tickets are literally $300. Or you can watch the live concert in IMAX for $25.
Yeah.
Like that would be great. You know what I mean? Like that would sell tickets and also be great. You know what I mean? NHL, I can watch it at home for free, or I'm going to pay you $20 to
sit and watch the people bigger?
Maybe. I mean, if I'm a big hockey fan, like I think the notoriety of it, in my opinion, it gives me a maybe. So we chose to participate in it just because we're like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to really, I forget when it is, but it's, it doesn't conflict with any big movies or, you know, anything. I think that's part of the challenge that IMAX has is they're trying to find live events that don't happen when they have a big movie. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I think it's sometimes tough to find that calendar. But anyway, I will say I give IMAX big props because they're clearly like continuing to invest in themselves and, you know, they have great original content coming down the line. So kudos to our boys from Canada.
Speaking of kudos.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Spider-Man?
Is that the spin-off from the Venom franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, if it weren't for Venom, you wouldn't have
So
Spider-Man.
you have Venom. That's the main thing.
And Venom 2.
And Venom 2, soon to be Venom 3. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And then
8 Spider-Man movies.
which doesn't even count all the like
Cartoons.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Well, the 8 live-action Spider-Man movies are getting re-released here at Penn Cinema in an 8-week Monday night extravaganza.
That sounds expensive, David. I can't afford that.
Now, bro, it's what, $5, right?
$5 a head.
I mean, easy peasy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
Right.
Bring your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
here's the deal. So the ticketing is currently set up. They're on sale now. Starts with Spider-Man from 2002 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, and then The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. And then The Amazing Spider-Man 2, also with Andrew Garfield. Then we go into Spider-Man Homecoming with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man Almost Home. No Way Home.
Close.
No Way Home.
No.
No Way Home is the last one, the 8th one.
This one, he's on a vacation, so he's
away from home. No Way Home. No, shit, I already said that.
Here's home, but
Right.
he's
Homeward Bound. Homeless. Shoot, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
If there was a distance,
Far From Home.
He'd be, yeah, okay.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Right.
Is that it? Did
Yeah.
I get it? I was so impressed with myself for almost getting all of them.
You were like close.
That is, putting this schedule together is the first time I've ever like looked at the overall series of Spider-Man and been like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I see. There's a whole thing.
It's a rhyme and reason.
Right. There's a rhyme and reason.
No Way Home.
And also, why did Andrew Garfield only get 2?
Because well, first off, the second one didn't make money, right? Because they were like alluding to the Sinister Six at the end of the second one.
Okay.
But that was when Sony had the big hack.
Oh.
Remember the hack?
I do.
And it turned out that during that hack, Sony Japan, which is the actual like king of Sony, found out that Sony America had not been taking opportunities and been keeping stuff from them. And one of the big things that they found out is that Marvel had consistently been approaching them about striking a deal for them to use Spider-Man and just give Sony money. They didn't have to do anything. They just give Sony money. And then when Sony Japan found that out, they were like, why haven't you done this? And that's why we got Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Or not Spider-Man, Spider-Man
Was in some of the
he
Marvel.
was in Captain America Civil War.
And one of my favorite scenes from that was when he was fighting and Iron Man says, "We don't usually talk while we're fighting."
Yeah.
There's usually not so much talk.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. All right, well, that's exciting. I'm excited about this series. Did you know about this series? Didn't I blind copy you on an email? Yeah. Did you know about this series before I copied you on
That they were doing it?
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned something to me, but if you hadn't, I wouldn't have known.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really interested. Oh, so this kicks off April 15th.
Yeah.
The first Spider-Man 2002 with Tobey Maguire. And then it's every Monday at 7 p.m., $5 a head. Now, what's an interesting programming note is I have every title is only 1 week, period. But if ticket sales are strong, I can extend, like I can put an encore on Tuesday. If they're crazy strong, I'll do it all week. But like if it does, as we get closer to April 15th, if there's a lot of tickets sold, I'll add more showtimes. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see how this. I think this has potential to be big. I don't think it's going to be like massive, but I think it's going to be well received.
Here's my thing with this.
Yeah.
My one thing that I want to put in your ear.
Yeah.
These flashback movie things are great, right? But I think the biggest problem is, and it makes sense when you're doing them because that's when you have.
So you want one on a Saturday afternoon?
I'm saying, yeah, it like, what would happen if there was one on a Saturday afternoon?
Well, maybe I'll stick one in there.
Yeah.
I'll call it the David Moulton special.
Experiment. I mean, because you look at like, you've got kids are still in school.
Yep.
So they're probably not going to come out on a Monday. Well, I mean, younger kids are probably not going to come out on a Monday.
Why not?
Maybe.
They don't give homework anymore.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
And anyway, who does the homework?
I'm getting old. I don't feel like being out as late on a Monday night.
I can be up till 9 o'clock at night.
What are you talking about? That's crazy. For $5? Come on. I'm just saying. And those are the two demographics.
Interesting.
Me and kids.
Right. So basically just
me.
Kids.
Yeah, just kids. Yeah.
That's a good point. And I think what I will do is double check the parameters of the release, but I know I won't be able to do it like the Saturday, like, so the first show, each week the first show is that Monday. But I wonder if the following Saturday, like the Saturday before the second Monday, I could put a Saturday afternoon one. I don't see why not.
Because that's the other thing they always have with like the Studio Ghibli Fest.
Yeah.
Is it's always on weeknights.
Well, those ones we don't get a ton of flexibility.
Right. But it's always kind of difficult because, you know, you're like, oh, let's go see this, and it's like, oh, it doesn't work for this night or that night.
Right.
It's a lot more difficult during the week. But anyway, let's move on. What do you have about this Joker?
Folie à deux.
Folie à deux?
À deux. First of all, a little lesson, because what's the one primary, whenever we do market research for the Penn Cinema podcast.
So often.
I'm getting so tired of it. It's constant.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, whatever. What we always consistently hear, the number one message we hear from our base is, why do you tune into the Penn Cinema podcast? The number one answer we consistently hear from every single listener, without exception, is to further my education.
Yeah.
To learn.
These guys know names and pronunciation unlike any other.
Like crazy. Yeah. So a lot of people might think that you pronounce this word Diox. Joker, Folie Diox.
Folie Diox.
And there would be nothing wrong with thinking that, except you, dear listener, are about to have your mind blown.
Whoa.
It's actually not pronounced Diox.
It's not?
See, now, what I like to call Joker 2, because
that doesn't make any sense.
Because I'm a simple man. Joker 2 comes out October 5th of 2024. So we're beginning to hear more and more about it, and we're going to be talking about it all year.
Right.
So if we're going to be talking about it all year, you and I can call it Joker 2, but when our listeners are out there in the world...
Yeah, and they don't see the big number 2.
Right, and they don't see the number 2. They're going to be hearing people talk about this movie, Joker Folie à deux.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, that's weird. I never heard of a movie like that.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you, friends, that is actually how other people besides us would pronounce Joker Folie à deux.
Adios.
Adios.
Do you know what it means?
I believe it means party of two.
Does it really?
No, I've no idea.
I used to know.
I have no idea. Do I look like I speak French?
I used to know what it meant.
David, does it really?
It's a rare disorder characterized by sharing a specific delusion among two or more people.
Folie à deux, party of two.
It means like insanity of two, like a folly, like that's your folly, like your
bullshit.
Your problem.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what it means.
So, like, when me and my buddy convince ourselves what we should do is drive down to Florida round trip, nonstop, no hotels, no, just bomb it there and back. You might refer, and we think that like makes perfect sense and it's a great idea.
No.
And then if we think it makes perfect sense, you would refer to that as a folie à deux. No.
It would be if you were like, me and my friend we're going to go to Florida together. It sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
But when we get there, we're finally going to grow a second thumb. And we're convinced that the second thumb magic is down there. Right. That would be folie à deux.
Gotcha. Okay. See, I'm learning. It's not just the listeners. I'm learning too.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I keep coming back.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Joker folie à deux will be a quote. Are you ready for this? Because now we're introducing another new term into the Penn Cinema lexicon.
Lexicon?
Yep. The Joker folie à deux.
Lexi's always conning us.
Right. Joker 2 will be and I'm quoting here, Joker 2 will be a jukebox musical with at least 15 covers of well-known songs. As you, I'm surely recall, Joker 2 will co-star Lady Gaga. And another amazing cast as well.
This continues the 2024 trend.
See, but that's why I mentioned it.
Of secret musicals.
That's why I'm mentioning it.
Right. But we're mentioning it because we're stand-up characters.
Yes, we're not trying to get over on anybody.
But if you go, you're not going to see this posted on the trailer.
No, forget it.
You're not going to see it on the poster.
A jukebox musical.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that makes me... Okay. David's alluding to the fact that they advertised Wonka without mentioning that it was a musical.
And Mean Girls.
They advertised Mean Girls without mentioning that it was a musical.
The Color Purple.
They advertised... I knew the list. I don't need you prompting me. They advertised The Color Purple without mentioning that it was a musical. They advertised the chorus line without mentioning that it was a musical. They advertised Les Mis without mentioning that it was a musical.
Hamilton.
Cats. Yeah. This long list of shit movies. This long list of some movies. Some of were terrible. Some of them were amazing. They're not always forthcoming with whether or not it's a musical. It sounds like the people behind Joker 2 are trying to be like, hey, this is a musical. Get psyched.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mentioned it because, as you alluded to, we're stand-up guys. We don't want our listeners walking around out there in the world not knowing the folie à deux is a musical.
Right. I'm really curious what it's going to do to the audience base.
Okay, over under. Does this make you want to see the movie more or want to see the movie less?
It doesn't change.
This makes me want to see the movie more times 10.
Really?
Yes. Because it tells me, do you remember the first Joker was very just to refresh everybody's memory, this is not a superhero movie.
No.
This is not like a fun, the good guys are chasing the bad guys. This is a heavy drama. And it was incredibly fresh and original and creative and brilliantly done. And it made over $1 billion. I think that the fact that they're leaning into the musical element makes me feel like they're not shying away from creativity and thinking outside of the box. And, they're not just cranking out like, what worked really well for us, let's do that again.
Yeah.
It makes me psyched.
I'm fine with it. I'm just curious, again, what it'll do to the fan base. I think that there are people who see this movie like you and I who are like, it's this crazy drama. And then there is a subgroup of people that latch on to the Joker as like an identity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like the musical aspect is not in line with that.
All right, I'm going to challenge you on that a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the most iconic image when you think of the first Joker movie? What's the first thing you think of?
The stairwell.
The steps.
Yeah.
What's he doing on the steps?
He's dancing.
Dancing. To what?
Yeah, but
The breeze? No, he's
but
dancing to
it's-
music.
Yeah, but it's different. All right, we'll see.
I'm not saying this is going to be a Broadway adaptation.
I'm just saying, but we'll see. I'm not saying it's good or bad for. I'm just saying I think it's going to estrange the audience that propelled Joker above where it should have been. This is what I'm saying. This is the Hot Topic crew.
I did hear the Hot Topic reference.
Yes, thank you.
Who do we like? The Abacus. Please note the time and date,
Of the Hot Topic.
so that you don't have to like spend an entire Sunday morning 18 months from now trying to look up when David mentioned Hot Topic.
Right.
I completely disagree with you. I think this movie made exactly as much money as it should have because it was so freaking good. And I'm not. I hear what you're saying. I tried to react to your comment. I think the first Joker was A+.
I think it's good.
Okay.
Moving on. Beetlejuice gets an IMAX release in September.
Are you excited for this?
No.
I am excited for this. I put it on the agenda here because I wanted to make sure that our audience, and again,
Yeah.
this is nothing but a service to our listeners. I just want to make sure our audience knows that Beetlejuice, which is the new title of the sequel to the 1989 Michael Keaton classic,
Right.
is being released in September. And so first of all, let's all make sure we know that. We're going to talk about the teaser trailer shortly. And I think it's interesting. I'm not sure if we had proper news, it wouldn't have counted as being newsworthy. But I think it is interesting and promising that it's getting an IMAX release. So
Yeah. We'll talk more about Beetlejuice in the trailers. I have like an interesting.
okay, we'll talk about Beetlejuice later. One last little scrap. Happy Gilmore 2 has a script.
That's right.
Happy Gilmore 2 is on the list of movies that everybody else in the world loves and loves to quote that I've never seen. Have you seen Happy Gilmore?
I saw it at the time, and everyone quoted it, and I just kind of
Yeah.
whatevered it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel entirely blah about Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
The only thing that gives me hope is that everyone else loves it so much. Hopefully they'll all come out.
It's one of those movies that you watch it now, and it's 90s comedy that you could not get away with these days, type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like cringy to watch.
Yuck.
That's my opinion.
And isn't it Adam Sandler?
Yeah. But it's like, then it was this, because the 90s was very much like rude comedy. You know, like that was like the big thing.
And that's Adam Sandler's shtick. That's his number one.
Yeah. How rude and like crass could you be in a situation without crossing the line? And now it's just kind of like.
Maybe he should have stuck to Netflix.
Before Happy Gilmore?
No, I'm saying for Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moving on.
All right, that's all the news fit to print. Oh, it's time to get into trailers.
Thank God.
One of these, I realized I didn't watch. It's the first one.
Okay. The first trailer today is called Breathe.
I did not, for whatever reason, I sat down to look through this list to make sure I saw them all, and I still missed Breathe.
I'd like to point out that you wrote the list.
So then, maybe I did see this.
Breathe looks like a bad movie. Okay, it looks like I heard somebody say it looks like a middle school project, or maybe that was Alien Romulus. But Breathe looks like a bad movie. It stars Jennifer Hudson. It comes out in theaters and on digital. But I kept it on the list because the premise is interesting. There's a family who's on Earth, and they're all wearing gas masks because they're running out of oxygen. And I guess they're in some building that must have some kind of oxygen converter because they don't need the masks inside, but they can't go outside because there's no more air left on the planet. So they have to. They think that they're alone on the planet, abandoned like the last remaining survivors on Earth. But then there's like banditos.
Oh.
There's bad guys. And one of the bad guys is Mila Djokovic.
Of course.
Yeah. But then you're led to believe it might be confusing because maybe she's a good guy.
Wow.
This
I must have watched this early in the week and I don't remember it at all.
This movie looks, I don't want to say poorly made. It looks like it was made on a very small budget. And I feel like if you happened to tune into it on TV one day, I'm sure that it's fine. You know, my best part about this trailer is seeing Jennifer Hudson in a action role.
Okay.
So she looked good in it. You know, she's, good for her for taking something outside of her, whatever you call it, wheelhouse. Wheelhouse. Anyway, Harold and the Purple Crayon is our second trailer. This stars Zachary Levi, who we've seen. A lot of people would know him. Who's the superhero that he was? Shazam. But for a lot of our listeners, they'll know him as the Good Doctor from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, who she dates for a little while.
Yeah, or Chuck.
Or Chuck from...
That's when he got his breakout in the show Chuck.
Oh, yes. Anyway, Zachary Levi stars in Harold and the Purple Crayon, which is a live-action rated PG movie. Comes out in August, and I loved this trailer because I was like, what are they going to do with Harold? Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, what they do is they take the imaginary world. Is that how you pronounce it? Imaginary?
Imaginary.
Yeah, the imaginary world, and the cartoons draw a door and accidentally let themselves into our world, the real world.
Yeah.
And because I thought, like, in the book, it's kind of like the opposite. Like, this kid, Harold, has crayons and opens up the doors and he goes into, like, an imaginary world.
He doesn't go into... He just has the crayon and can do whatever.
Yeah.
So he always was in the imaginary
He's always in the imaginary
world.
world.
The whole idea was that the imaginary world was our world and he was...
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think this looks super creative. This is a close... This is a contender for my trailer of the week.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I thought, oh, this is my trailer of the week.
Yeah.
But then I watched others.
Because for me, I definitely these books were prominent.
Mm-hmm.
So
Me too.
I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I think it looks fun. It looks creative, and it doesn't look just like here's another property that we are abusing for a movie.
Right.
Like, unlike Garfield.
Completely agree on every level. The next trailer is called In a Violent Nature.
Yes. Now, this is... If you just watch the trailer, I understand how you wouldn't get the reason that this is supposed to be interesting.
It's from IFC.
Right.
In theaters only, the end of May.
And I wouldn't have known either, but I read an article that went along with the trailer. The idea is it's like Jason or whatever, a slasher movie, except for the movie is from the perspective of the slasher. So instead of being like the kids trying to figure out how to hide, you're just following around the slasher through the woods, coming across the kids, and like a little bit more about the motivation of the crazy slasher thing. It's one of those things that most likely will not work, but it's an interesting perspective to be like, what if we did a movie from this perspective?
You articulated it better than I could have when you said it's an idea that probably won't work. What I was getting ready to say was it's an idea that I will reluctantly watch because it's interesting.
Right. Yeah, it's one of
like I wanted to hate this movie. It looked bad, but
someone can do this once.
Right.
Right. And if they do it amazingly, but they probably, like, it's not an amazing idea. So
it's interesting how much context matters because when I watched this trailer, I was like, this looks like trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then hearing the background, there's a twist, or not a twist is the wrong word, but there's an interesting element to this. That changes my opinion completely.
Right, exactly. Because otherwise it just looks like a stupid slasher movie.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
So, next we have Beetlejuice trailer.
The juice
is loose. Props for getting Jenna Ortega. Because she's obviously the new star of everything Tim Burton.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is. Here's an interesting thing that this follows into Ghostbusters, and this flows with several other things that are happening. Goonies, we talk about Goonies or whatever. Having an interesting conversation with Goonies Jason yesterday after seeing Ghostbusters. These movies don't do anything for me. And it's during an era where a lot of people of my age experienced, for whatever reason, their parents let them watch, like a whole culture of kids watch these movies way too early in their lives. But they're seen as like great childhood, like memory movies, even though when you watch them back, you're like, you let a kid watch this movie? Like, it's clearly not, it's like, for me, the exceptions would be like Aliens or Predator or Terminator, but then you had like RoboCop and you had Ghostbusters and you had, which if you legitimately sit down and rewatch Ghostbusters, that's not a movie that a kid would be interested in today. But like when I was a kid, they would show it and we like removed from fantastical things, without the internet and everything. Sure, it took 40 minutes to get to the ghosts, but that 20 minutes of ghosts was enough to like stick in our head forever. And the other thing is these movies, they don't explain their world very well. And that's why I never liked them. So Beetlejuice, but then what would happen is these movies would come out and then somebody would say, let's sell toys to kids from this weird rated R movie, right?
Wait, what's rated R?
Wasn't Beetlejuice R?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or let's talk Terminator, Alien. So what they did is then they would come out with a Saturday morning cartoon version of, you got the real Ghostbusters and RoboCop and Beetlejuice. That would totally change the character. So me, having only seen the cartoon of Beetlejuice where he's kind of a good guy, and then you go and you watch the movie where he's the villain, and it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, all I'm saying is these movies don't make any sense and I don't care.
I feel like we have just... I feel like we should take the last minute and a half, that whole little monologue that you just rattled off, and preserve it. Because this enlightens me as to a whole different lens through which you and I watch movies. Yeah. Because when I was... First of all, I think it's insanity that you're linking Beetlejuice and Ghostbusters and some of those other titles.
They all came around the same time.
No, I know. But you're linking them with Alien and Terminator and much more Predator.
That's because I was a kid and they were marketing all of these things to me as being kid-friendly toys. And there are these ridiculous movies that kids should not have been watching.
Okay, well, that's not what I was getting at. But okay, I can see that you're fired up. Here's what I was trying to get at.
Yes. Just taking a sip of my water here.
It all makes sense to me now. Your whole, how you view movies. You need to have legitimacy for the world that it sits in. You cannot at face value accept that there are just ghosts in Manhattan. You need to know where they're from, what the universe is, what's your origin story, what's the future story, what are the other elements to it, you need that context. Me and my friends, and granted I'm older than you, but we watched Ghostbusters and there was not a single shred of excitement around the ghosts. We were all about the comedy. We were all about just the witty remarks and the Bill Murray piece and the giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and like there was no part of Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, where me or any of my friends were like, oh, those ghosts were awesome, and the bad ghosts were even cooler. Like maybe somebody made a passing comment that they were cool, but that's not why we saw the movie and that's not why we loved the movie.
Right. Now, because we're like 10 years apart, so
right.
Think of it. So you're
14 when Ghostbusters came out.
So you're at the age where you can enjoy the humor.
Right. In the movie theater. Now I'm not. So then I'm at home and you're probably just getting out of toys. Right. So then the toy line is just ghosts. Wacky ghosts. Yeah.
Toys.
Yeah.
So you're sold on ghosts.
Yeah.
being the premise. And then when you're finally old enough to understand Ghostbusters, okay, they can't afford the mortgage. Okay. All right.
They got slimed.
They got proton pack doesn't work. We saw a ghost at the beginning. Well, why are the ghosts there?
I was texting my friend while I was watching Ghostbusters, and the movie picked up the dialogue from the screen. So my text was like, what are you doing next week? Blah, blah, blah. Do you have the protein pack? Proton packs? Blah, blah, blah. See you Thursday. All right. Well, anyway, so you don't appreciate the universe of Beetlejuice, so therefore you don't care about the upcoming Beetlejuice.
It was just like grungy to be grungy. I think I don't necessarily like Tim Burton.
Yeah, I do. And I love Michael Keaton. And this trailer, I think, was great because it served the purpose of like wetting your whistle for more Beetlejuice. It had the iconic song of Tallyman Banana or whatever that is, and it was performed brilliantly, like a little bit, eerily, and Jenna Ortega looks amazing in it. And this was a great trailer, got me psyched for the franchise. This was another contender from a trailer of the week, even though it's not my trailer of the week.
I will totally watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going in wanting to hate it. It's one of those things that it's like a mystery to me. Like, I just don't understand why it's as popular as it is.
I wish you were 10 years older.
I wish I was taller. I wish I was a baller. Wish I had a girl that I'd call her.
You were not even alive when Star Wars came out.
I did.
You were not even alive when Empire Strikes Back came out.
I think I was just barely alive when. What year did Return come out?
Like 82 or something like that?
So it was birth year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dude, you missed all the good stuff. Rambo, you missed Rambo.
I mean, they were around.
No.
They were toys.
No. E.T.
They were toys. Well, E.T. never really did it for me either.
No, but I'm saying, it was just the perfect era.
Because Drew Barrymore and I are almost the same age.
Oh, is that right?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Stripes, Trading Places, 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop.
No, I've seen these movies.
I know you've seen them, but I'm saying,
but they didn't affect me the same way.
Right. You were the wrong age.
But even at the same time, because I think some of it, a little bit of shelteredness and a little bit of I was sickly as a kid, but I just didn't experience a lot of Goonies and these things that as kids they went and they saw and all the kids talked about. I just was not part of that group.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom is my favorite one.
How old were you in 1999? How old were you?
Because Temple of Doom was the only one that we owned.
You were like 17.
So that was the one that I watched over and over and over again. Yeah.
My dad once gave me a book. Not once, but that sounds funny
Just one time.
when you see it, right?
One time. He said, son, this is I have one book to give you.
Right.
This is it. Don't ever come to me for a book again.
Right. This is your book.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it on the shelf, but I think I have it at home. The title of the book is Why 1999 is the Best Year of Movies Ever.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah. So it's interesting how different generations, I'm sitting here going, oh, you missed the best run of movies, but then I completely missed all that late 90s, early aughts.
Right.
To borrow your favorite word, late 90s, early aughts runs, which I just never saw.
Like you've got Star Wars, but which I'm not taking away from. But for me, Lord of the Rings, that was the movie going experience of my life.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever capture what it felt like to see those movies on opening night, standing in line.
Yeah.
Well, first off, you don't stand in line anymore, but just what I mean?
No, you're right. And in some ways that's a lost, it's too bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
I wonder what would happen if we had a premiere and made it general admission. Like
chaos.
Yeah.
How many people do you think would be? I want to talk to the manager.
Right. Plenty.
Yeah.
But then there would be definitely some people like you with a twinkle in their eye and a grin on their face, this is like old times.
2 hours ago.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, or you got I remember how needing to show up 2 hours before the movie, but You know, the same people that like were like, I don't understand this side seating, are the same people who are going to be like, where's my side seat?
Right.
You know?
All right, we got 4 more trailers to burn through here.
All right, the Fall Guy trailer too. This is one that was interesting. Yesterday, I had a conversation. I was like, I'm really looking forward to this movie, but I'm oversaturated with it. The same trailer has been out for.
This is new.
Yeah, but last night I hadn't seen this
I
yet.
gotcha. Yeah.
The same trailer for the Fall Guy has been playing in front of every movie for months, and it's just like none of it has made me not want to see it, but I'm also getting tired of this. This new trailer didn't do anything to make me want to see it more. However, it's a definite branding difference from the first one. First one, romantic comedy, funny action. It's an Emily Blunt film. It's going to be funny. This movie, it's a...
This trailer
is a... Why is his name escaping?
Ryan Gosling.
This is a Ryan Gosling movie. Ryan Gosling is funny action man.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is buff and funny. Emily Blunt's also in the background. This is like totally marketed different.
Interesting, but what about, there was my favorite part of this trailer, which by the way is my trailer of the week. My favorite part of this trailer is is that Chris Hemsworth that Emily Blunt and her co-producer, her fictional co-producer, are like editing film, and
so,
they keep rewinding
How
to
many
watch.
cuts of this do you have?
Right.
8.
Right. Like that was definitely like, first of all, showing off Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
And second of all, like appealing to the female audience. Like I think this
But
movie
only
is
that part of it.
okay. Fair enough. I don't disagree with what you just said.
I felt like the first trailer general audience is this one young boys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. Now that as soon as I said it was my trailer of the week, I want to take that back. It's not my trailer of the week.
Whoa.
Because the next movie,
Okay.
Monkey Man, trailer number 2, was also a ridiculously hot trailer. But I'm going to save my trailer of the week for yet a different title.
Okay.
So you want to talk about Monkey Man
Monkey
quick?
Man. Okay, so this is. I don't want to talk it down. This is a good trailer.
Is it Dev Patel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was long, and I spaced out.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like I get it. Like I want to see this already. I've made my mind up.
Right.
But now I'm just sitting here waiting for this to end.
And then the next trailer is, so Monkey Man is a good movie that comes out in the next few weeks. Alien Romulus is the next trailer, which to me looked like absolute garbage. I was looking it up. I was looking it up in the calendar to see if it was a real movie when you walked in.
What?
Are you telling me
that Alien Romulus looks like? I was like, this looks like Back to the Roots, scary aliens.
I'm not buying it.
With them running, like her pulling the face hugger tube out of her mouth. They're running, and the face huggers are like jumping on them and taking them down.
Maybe I was in the wrong headspace because I wasn't convinced that it was a real movie. I thought it was like, what's that when, you know how I always get tricked?
Yeah.
What do you call those trailers?
Maybe you'd watched one of those fake
Maybe.
trailers.
Could be. Maybe I watched the wrong trailer.
It's very short. And it's just showing, I thought it was like back to, instead of going to.
Is this a real movie?
Yeah.
This is a big deal, like it's coming out.
Yeah. It was like April or something. It's soon.
From 20th Century Fox?
It is. Let me open this up.
Or it's not Fox anymore, it's just 20th Century.
Yeah. Alien Romulus, August 16th.
Okay.
And it's directed by, I don't remember.
It's my trailer said it was produced by Ridley Scott, which if that's
Yes.
legit, that gives it a whole level of legitimacy.
Yeah, but it's not, it's away from.
Right, it's not that universe.
It's not that, well, no, I mean,
No, it is
like
that
a
universe,
continuation
right.
of the older films.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, next is my trailer of the
Yeah,
week.
me too. Just because it was so interesting.
Yeah, humane. And this is the idea is the sun's burning out the world. There's only so much resources. So there's this guy and his family are all like bigwig celebrities, psychologists or whatever. And I don't know if they come up with the idea, but they definitely like forefront run the idea that 20% of humanity should be brave enough to sacrifice themselves, to offer themselves as...
The Earth can no longer support the full population.
Right.
We need to reduce the total population of the world
by 20%.
by 20%. And the way we're going to do that is by getting people to volunteer.
Yeah. So then this rich family that's pretty posh and is going to live very comfortably in this apocalypse come together only to find out the father says, hey, I signed the whole family up for the draft to die.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's what we're going to do. And they're all pissed. And then knock, knock, knock at the door. What? Knock, knock, knock at the door. And they show up. And the dad's like, well, I did not expect it to happen that fast. and the guy at the door says, 2 of you have to die. And I forget the actor's name, but he's a really great character actor.
He's a skinny... wasn't he? Is it Jay Bushell? He was in She's Out of My League,
and he was the dad on.
We're talking about 2 different people, but yeah,
the guy who comes to collect.
Yeah,
he played the dad on. Shoot, what was that show with the little girl who was the detective? She's like an adult now, but she was. I lost it.
I don't know either, but the one of the main characters is the skinny guy. I think his name's Jay Bushell from She's Out of My League.
Yeah, but
which I just love him. Yeah. Like I can't get enough of him. How come he's not in more movies?
He's usually, I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. Yeah. But so basically, I guess the dad gives himself up. And then they're like, well, someone else needs to die. Like, I guess they do it through injection.
They were supposed to have 2 volunteers from this family.
Yeah.
The collector guy shows up, and they're like, oh, well, the second volunteer split. And he's like, well, that's not my problem. I got to walk out of here with 2 bodies.
Yeah, and he's locked them in their house.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's in the garage with, I don't know if it's the other little girl or whatever that ran away. And she's like, you're just leaving him in there? What are they doing? He's like, well, in my experience, they're probably killing each other. He's just eating popcorn.
Yeah.
And it's
totally unfazed.
Yeah, it's just them trying to figure out who has to die, but as a result, killing each other.
Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced that I actually want to see this movie, but I am 100% convinced that this is my trailer of the week because it was so fresh, looks really well done. Yeah. The cast, the acting looks phenomenal. Like, it just looks...
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
I'm down. All right, so Humane's our trailer of the week. Moving on, are you ready to talk about Ghostbusters
well,
Afterlife?
Apparently I am.
Frozen
Empire.
Yeah. Did you see this
I did. I feel like you already gave away your position on this whole thing.
You might be surprised.
My childhood was not... I wasn't born in time.
I'm not old enough to enjoy this too.
Ghostbusters, A Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
Starring Paul Rudd and most of the original Ghostbusters who are still with us. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
I loved it. I think this is the best Ghostbusters movie of all 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I loved it. Yeah. And do you want to know why?
I can't wait. Because you bought the toys for it?
Because I bought the toys for it. No, because there was discussion of what the hell the ghosts are.
Oh.
They like actually asked the questions.
Right.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Why is the ghost here?
Yeah.
What happens after?
Yeah.
Do I become a ghost? Like what,
Yes.
Because my whole thing was like, how come some ghosts look like the librarian, which I get because she haunts the library where she died, and then she's scary. But why does someone like that and some people turn out like Slimer?
Yeah.
Like why? Why?
Some are ghosts from humans and some are like monsters.
Yeah, like why are some people ghosts monsters?
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense.
So what'd you find out?
Well, I mean, they don't really explain that part, but it's the part that they explained was like, why certain objects get possessed. Mm-hmm. And then they take the ghost out of that, and then the ghost looks like funky because it was inside that thing or whatever.
Right.
And then they with the sewer ghost, it's like some ghosts are mythological ghosts. So there's that whole thing. So, but just the discussion with the dead flame girl, like that whole like idea of like she wasn't an evil ghost. She was being manipulated by a more powerful ghost.
And then in the end, she gave her match to save the day.
Right. And I think the other thing that I really liked about this is it wasn't a Finn Wolford, what do they call that? Like
Vehicle?
Platform.
Yeah.
Because the first movie of this series felt very much like Finn Wolford's the new hot thing. He needs a movie. Here's a movie to put him in and make him the star of. And I feel like he's good, but he needs to bake for a couple years.
He plays the son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's from Stranger Things.
Right.
But he needs a couple years to bake, and I think he'll come back as a good, solid adult actor.
Yeah.
But I think he just needs some time.
Yeah.
Whereas McKenna, whatever her name, is amazing.
Yeah.
And she's like just about to shine.
She's there.
Yeah.
What I loved about this movie was it was very funny. Like I laughed out loud like many times. Like truly, like I expected to be amused and like, you know, when something funny happened, have like a smirk and be like, oh, that's funny, right? But like there was stuff that like literally caught me by surprise and made me laugh out loud. Like I thought it was really great.
Right, and well, here's the things that I think that it did so much better than the last one, and then I think in general we're at an age where there's especially like just like Beetlejuice. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be, but it's like these older movies, they're being remade for this nostalgia bait, right? And sometimes...
Which I fell for a hook, line, and sinker.
Like in Ghostbusters Afterlife, the whole movie feels like it's just there to grab your nostalgia. Mm-hmm. This one felt like they had moved past that.
But they also...
It was there, but it wasn't like... It wasn't like shoving it down your throat.
What did you think of the scene? I was dying laughing because like, and it showed not how great, like how funny the scene was, but in anybody else's hands, it would have fallen flat. The scene where Paul Rudd was talking to his, what's their relationship? I mean, they're
boyfriend, girlfriend. They're not married yet.
Yeah, they're not married yet. And he's talking to her and he's like, I mean, what are you going to do when there's something bad in the neighborhood?
Yes,
you know,
song.
And he like the whole dialogue is the lyrics from the song, even to the point where she like repeats the word Ghostbusters.
Well, the funny thing is that song exists. They established earlier in the movie that song exists within their.
That's what I'm saying.
Within their world.
It's so brilliant, like really well done, and also funny. Like it just shows Paul Rudd's comic talent.
Yeah.
Like he is just a funny dude, and his delivery of that, and even like at the end of that scene when like they wanted to be done, and he like was like grinning at her, and then like had one more line. You know what I mean? Like, like he just spit it out, and she was like, "Stop it!" But like that scene, I was screaming laughing. That was so good.
Yeah, I think overall, I've heard a lot of complaints that there's too many characters. I liked that.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of felt like they forced a lot of characters in there, but what I liked at the end of this movie, I felt like now we had similar to, and I'll give Ghostbusters 2 a credit to this, a lived-in world with these Ghostbusters characters, where it wasn't like you could expand upon it without it being so much of the shtick.
Yeah.
And because they had this whole like underground other base or whatever, like you could have another Ghostbuster movie with different Ghostbusters and have nothing to do with this family. They could be low-level Ghostbusters and have nothing to do with the old Ghostbusters or whatever. Anyway.
How did you like, I have two questions about the ending.
Yeah.
My first question is, how did you like the ending straight out of the 80s? Where they're all like gathered around the firehouse. Yeah. There's no apparent damage to the streets or the vehicles or anything. Everybody's all gathered around, and the mayor's like, "I'm going to lock you up."
Mayor instantly rolls up.
Mayor instantly is there, you know, and instantly like, "I'm going to lock you up." But then the press is like, you know, "Oh, they saved the day," and all of a sudden he's like reluctantly like, "Oh, the city owes them a debt of gratitude," you know, like some kind of like changes his tune, and it reminded me of like so old fashion, cheeky, like if it weren't for those kids, I would have got away with it too. If it weren't for those nosy children.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was, especially because everyone's celebrating, and Kamal and Johnny is just like, "I'm a flame guy," and then it comes back to him again. He's like, "So did we win?
Right. Yeah. It was so cheesy and so perfect. My second question about the ending for you is, did you watch The Stinger?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was fine.
It's cute, right?
I mean, it brings up one of those things that always bothered me about Ghostbusters is how come they let some ghosts just exist.
Right.
Like, they just let the marshmallow guys just be in their building, just like they let Slimer just be in their building.
Well, he was trying to catch him.
Well, in this movie, but in the previous,
right.
they just let Slimer just be.
Yeah. Well, why do we have sometimes animals and some, like, you would never eat a dog, but other kinds of animals, like, we eat them.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's the exact same thing.
Some vegetables are good for you.
Right.
And other vegetables are not so great
right,
for you.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
All right, so Ghostbusters, 10 out of 10.
Best movie I've ever seen.
Best movie I've ever seen. Yeah. Go see it. Especially, I mean, I think anybody would like this movie, but especially if you have any kids in your life, take them. Yeah. Take them, they'll have fun.
Next week, we're going to be watching Godzilla X Kong.
Kong X Godzilla.
A New Empire, right?
Yes. I mean, I have no idea what order, but I just put it out there so that in case you were wrong, I could be right. Right. Yeah. I got you back.
Thanks, man. But in case you're looking for us next week, we're going to have a week off due to travel and holiday.
I'm going to be celebrating Easter with my family out of town.
Wow.
Yep. I'm going to have an Easter egg hunt. And sleep late, drink the coffee.
My goodness.
I can't wait.
Perfect. I, on the other hand, will work on Easter Sunday.
Attaboy.
So, whatever.
That's what the good Lord would have wanted.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm almost positive it's in there in the Bible. It doesn't get much.
On the seventh day, he also went.
David worked. It doesn't get much press, but it's in there.
It's there.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a week off, and then we'll be back with Godzilla. Now, moving on to listeners' notes, questions, comments, answers, and so forth. We heard from two fabulous people this week.
You want to take the first? I'll take the second.
I'll start off with the first. Nick Landis playing already. He said so many re-releases. Are more movies being re-released than normal, or is it just that more movies I'm interested in than normal? And is this because of the strikes?
And then he sent a screenshot. I think, was that a screenshot of all his upcoming purchases? And it was like 14 different titles, all of which came out years ago. Like all 8 Spider-Man titles.
Spider-Man, yeah.
I think Lord of the Rings is in there.
The Star Wars movies coming back out, yeah.
Phantom of the Menace.
Which, by the way, did you hear that Draft Alamo or Draft House or whatever it's called, they're doing a 20-some-hour Star Wars marathon?
Yeah.
That's insane. I
know. I requested to get in on that.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
It hurts to think about.
I know.
I want to do it.
I do, too. I mean, I think to answer your question, Landis Plane already, is that, it's 100% a byproduct of the strikes because there's holes in the schedule. I mean, look at how weak January and February was. I think that was a byproduct of what one financial analyst who I spoke to referred to it as a temporary condition. Due to the lack of, the pause in production of so many movies. And I think that studios who do not have the releases that they might otherwise have had are looking internally and saying that what else can we do? And I want to give a big prop to Sony for their management of these 8 Sony titles because I think it's so smart how they did it. They put it on Mondays so it doesn't compete. Nobody has to have any weird questions about competing with Ghostbusters or competing with any other content. But then also giving the exhibitors the opportunity, hey, if it's selling well for you, go ahead and extend it and add showtimes, but also giving parameters. So I mean, I always say fair enough, give me some parameters, but be reasonable. And I think this is a perfect example of a studio managing their content with parameters, with limitations, but enough flexibility for the exhibitors that we can put together a game plan that works for David and the kids.
Yeah. And priced right, too.
Yeah.
Because
that's a local decision.
That is?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right. And next we have a note from a new listener.
Ooh.
Bring in Denoise, bring in Defunk.
What?
Denoise and Defunk writes in and says, hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
When I first read this, I thought, oh, thank God, it's the guy from Ireland.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, we've been
Finally.
how many weeks have we? How many
Whoever's
episodes?
in Ireland,
Right.
please, dear Lord.
And don't we think there's like a little small posse of them?
Yeah,
There's
there's
like-
gotta be.
yeah.
This one guy's downloading like a ton of episodes.
Right. He's going to different IP addresses and all around Ireland and downloading the show. So, you know, when Denoise and Defunk writes in with "Hello, gentlemen," I'm like, oh, definitely. This has. I mean, if that's a greeting. That, I mean, you have to have an accent when you say "Hello, gentlemen."
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen. Drop, drop, drop. Very nice note from Denoise Defunk. He writes in, "Hello, gentlemen. First time listener. First time email here. My friend who lives in your area had told me about the podcast, and I know your theater is his preferred theater to see movies. Trust me, he tells me all the time how great it is, which I appreciate. Anyway, I finally decided to subscribe to the podcast, and my life has never been better." Isn't that just...
And the flowers started blooming.
Right.
The grass is greener.
Everything changed for the better.
And the girl I was sweet on asked me out.
Right. So he says, anyway, I finally decided to subscribe to the podcast and give it a listen, starting with this week's show. I had no idea what to expect. I mean, a podcast about movies from the guys who run the theaters, who show the movies. What could go wrong?
A lot.
A lot. It's funny, Denoise, because the first time David and I got together to talk about doing the show, those many years ago, we asked ourselves, but the very same question.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. And then we did an episode on the Oscars and realized that we had not seen any of the movies.
I can't believe the show has grown to be what it is, despite how poorly it started. All right, so he writes in podcast about the movies. What could go wrong? And then he writes, well, not a lot, actually. Instantly fell in love with your show. The connection you two have together feels authentic and genuine, and that always makes for a much better podcast. You both sound, boy, this is great. We really got this guy fleeced.
I know. By the way, when am I getting paid for liking you during the show?
Well, the check that you wrote me bounced. So. You both sound well-versed and passionate about movies, which is a plus for sure. And most important, it sounds like you both actually have fun doing the show. I may not know many or any of the inside jokes, but I'm in for the ride already. Good news, Denoise.
Neither do we.
Neither do we. Also, side note, did you know were you able to immediately decipher this? Because I was.
It took me a minute. I was like, and before I Googled it, I realized what it was.
Yeah. He lives out near Uncle Breck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in the Pacific Northwest. However, I plan on visiting the area this summer. While there are countless things to do on the eastern part of the country that I've never experienced, I've already decided that I'll talk my buddy into bringing me to your theater so I can finally experience a film the same way he does. It's always a good idea. I am very excited. This is great. This is pretty funny. Did you appreciate this?
Yeah.
So he writes in, he says, I'm very excited to say the least. I already told him I don't care what movie it is, even if it's Madam Web. And then he gives a little sidebar that says, even if it's Madam Web, that you inexplicably still have playing for some reason. Just as long as we can watch a movie together. Can't wait for June, but also get to know you both in the show much more in the coming months. So what's up with Denoise throwing shade at Madam Web? He thinks I should have got rid of it after 2 weeks? What? Wasn't I just over here saying all these nice things about Sony?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
You were like, oh, I wish I still had Madam Web.
I wish I still had Madam Web in the house.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're getting emails from people like, hey, Penn, why do you guys still have Madam Web?
Yeah, like
We got some hate mail over the weekend, not the show, but Penn Cinema.
Really?
Because we held Demon Slayer for I don't know how many weeks, many weeks.
Yeah.
And then this was the first weekend without it. And somebody wrote on our Facebook page, why don't you guys have Demon Slayer anymore? You suck.
You know, part of this weekend was ZenkaiCon.
Oh, is that why everyone was?
This is the big anime festival in town.
Maybe I should have held it through the...
I don't know if it would have made a difference. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you could say maybe, but...
I appreciate the feedback. You suck.
You suck.
Thanks.
Cool.
That's awesome.
You're so great about that.
I'm going to take that into consideration. At our next management meeting, I'm going to be like, listen, guys, we got some feedback from the internet, which is mostly how we make decisions around here.
And I want you all to hear what he had to say.
Right. And right. And I'm going to be like, listen, we got some feedback from the internet. And I think that they raise a really interesting point that we should take into consideration. It's their contention that we suck. Should we give some consideration
To not sucking?
to not sucking?
This may be difficult.
I mean, we've never addressed this.
We've been going down this path for so long. Can we even backtrack at this point?
Right. How committed are we to sucking? We've invested a lot in sucking. The funny thing is, like, the reason why that's so funny for me to imagine is because we do frequently get criticism from people who are actually intelligent, who like make comments. And I frequently might be too strong of a word, but it's not at all unusual for me and Drew to sit over a cup of coffee and be like, maybe we should rethink X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting this feedback from people. We're getting comments, which is why, we talk on this show all the time. If you want to have fun, write in the show, podcast@penncinema.com. But we also put my personal email address out all the time to the public, penn@penncinema.com, because I like getting feedback, especially when it's someone who's not having a great experience.
Yeah.
And they can share it with me. And sometimes I write them back with an explanation of why, here's the reason why things are the way they are, and that's it,
Yeah.
And a lot of times people just appreciate knowing that there's a reason, that there's some unavoidable, reason. But definitely from time to time, people write in with criticism or constructive feedback, and I take it and, it becomes something.
We met off of me complaining about something.
Yeah. What I forget what you were complaining about.
It was
we sucked.
Yeah, I just said you suck. You're like, you want to hang out sometime? No, the issue was back when digital was new, and the first movie to come out digital was second Batman.
Okay.
What was that? Batman Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
And it was before.
It had a fancy name, but we called it Dark Knight 2.
Yeah. Well, it was called the Dark Knight because the first one was Batman Begins.
Right.
Yeah. So Batman the Dark Knight 2. This is before everything here is digital now, of course, but before that happened. And I came in early.
We were half of the theater, or a little more than half, was 35 millimeter, and the rest was new digital.
Right. So I came in a week before, bought my ticket to a digital theater because I wanted to see digital. But then when I got here the night of Batman, lines were still a thing. But what happened was whoever had made the decision that night was just filling theaters up as people got here. Yeah. And when a theater was full, they started putting people in the next theater. So I got shuffled into a theater thinking they know what they're doing.
Of course they do.
They
don't suck.
Only to find that I watched an amazing movie on 35 millimeter.
35 millimeter.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing, but I had gone out of my way to experience this movie a certain way, and I didn't get.
And then you let us know about it.
Yeah.
And because you let us know about it, we rethought our management procedures to make sure that if somebody bought a ticket to Theater 5, where the digital was, that they ended up in Theater 5. And that's how we started down that road.
Right.
What's interesting, so first of all, yes, that's a great example of how much we genuinely appreciate and take into advisement good criticism. But the other thing I was going to say was, just on a side note of that era, like, do you remember how quickly it went from, like, I think we started with 2 digital screens, or maybe 3, and then it was like...
It was in a year.
It was less than a year.
Yeah.
It was months. All of a sudden, we were like... Because we were one of the first theaters to figure out, like, you can, when you have digital, like, you don't have to... You can book one print. Because that, in the old days with 35 millimeter, if you wanted to play a movie on 2 screens, you needed to book 2 prints. So you would get one print of a 35 millimeter movie for this theater and one print of a 35 millimeter movie for your other theater. And then we immediately discovered on opening weekend with digital, like, oh shoot, we only booked one digital print, but because we have the file, we can play it in 3 theaters.
Right.
You know, studios are never going to complain about you playing it more than what you promised. You know, obviously you can never cut a schedule that hasn't been approved to be cut, but they never whine when you add shows. So we right away, we were like, oh, this is huge. And that drove a big part of our growth.
Yeah.
You know, in those days. So yeah, it was funny. The conversion to digital was not without its bumps, but
It all worked out.
it all worked out.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you, Denoise and Defunk, for writing that in. That was great and very kind words. Appreciate your kind words, and I'm glad that you found the show. And
Yeah.
tell a friend about it.
And now, moving on to what are you doing? What are you watching? What are you reading? We glazed through this pretty quick last week. Let's hear a little bit more about what you got going on.
Last week I had fascinating.
And I was like, I'd rather not die of whatever it is you have. Get me out of here.
I had fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was. Books.
It was pretty much the same.
I'm sure it was books.
Yeah.
It's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But now we've passed that, so now we're back
We'll never
to
talk about
we'll
it
never
again.
know. We'll never know
Yeah.
what books Penn finished last week. So this week I watched the entire series or the first season and loved The Gentleman. That's on your list too. Did you love it like I did?
I did.
It's not perfect,
But it's pretty great.
but it's pretty great.
And it really does feel like all the good parts of the Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
fast cutting,
Yeah.
the writing of like what they're thinking
Yes.
about on the screen. I enjoyed it a lot.
For me, the thing that keeps it from being 10 out of 10, it's like 9.5 out of 10. But the thing that keeps it from being 10 out of 10 is the needle is just a little bit too far in the direction of like too many plot holes. Now, I don't mind plot holes. I'm not one to nitpick and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But it's just a little too like crazy shit happens. And then there's seemingly no actual consequences to any of the characters.
Yeah.
It doesn't carry from one episode to the next. You know, this guy's in one scene, he's super famous. He's the Duke. Everybody knows him. In the next scene, he's, you know, he could be anybody.
Right.
Whatever. I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I loved it. I highly recommend The Gentleman to anybody. I've also been watching Furies, which is, I think, a French show or Spanish. French or Spanish? I want to say French.
I don't know.
And it's exciting. It's a spy thing. You would like it because it spends a lot of time talking about building its universe. It's like it's an action spy, hitman, mob.
I heard about it.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it. And then I also rewatched Leo DiCaprio in The Covenant.
Oh, okay.
Which he got Best Actor for. Yeah. And I hadn't seen it in a few years and rewatched it. A movie that is good every time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I also watched The Gentleman, which I highly recommend. Invincible season 2 started, and so far it's popping off great. The other big thing that started, which is I don't necessarily think it's up your alley. You might get a kick out of it for a minute, but I don't think you'd stick with it. X-Men 97. So the X-Men cartoon was like...
Are we talking Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
X-Men cartoon, the one in the 90s, was like super influential on, you know, in one making the movies, but two, just like my generation of like cartoon, Batman the Animated Series, X-Men. And X-Men ended, and this is a continuation that picks up like in the universe like 9 months later, and the animation's made to look like the 90s animation. The characters are so cool and so badass. The fighting is amazing. Like, just some of the scenes is just like, I wish like we could see the X-Men like this on the screen in live action, like, and they were this cool. But I don't know how they could do it, but I wish we could. So, for nostalgic reasons, and it's actually just really good. I've been X-Men 97. Only 2 episodes are out so far, but yeah. And I've been rereading The Expanse. I'm on book 3, which is awesome. The series is amazing.
If you quantified what I'm doing, what I'm reading, what I'm watching,
Yeah.
I think you could use the word majority. The majority of what I'm watching is YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
Either ridiculous, funny ones that are like time warps that just eat up your, you glance at it and it's an hour later, that type.
Yeah.
They're like ridiculous ones, or like rock concerts of musicians that I love, or like running races, or I've been watching this weekend. I had in the background Manny Pacquiao fights on all weekend. Like YouTube is just such an underrated. It's such a great source for casual entertainment. Like whatever you're into, you can see cool stuff on YouTube about it.
I'm right there with you. You know what? I've strangely, like you said, like the stuff I have gotten into watching flippers, like Toy Federation is a huge toy store that runs like these conventions. They just videotape people coming in and trading in.
Oh, flipping.
Yeah, and they're just like, well, this is, the guy's like, I've got all these G.I. Joes. I expect I'll get like $3,000, and the guy's like, I'm gonna give you $500. Like, that's what it's.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you what it's worth because I have to sell it at what it's worth, and no one ever seems to think about that. I like to watch the people get disappointed. Oh, I thought it was gonna be worth so much. He's like, what, are you crazy?
Yeah.
So, but those kind of things that are just people going to like flea markets and finding stuff and then turning around and be like, I can sell this for $30 more or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I started an eBay store. No, just kidding. So, all right. Well, that's what we have going this week. Again, we're going to be off next week. We'll be back with Godzilla X Kong, a.k.a.
Kong X
Godzilla, New Empire, and
Strikes Back.
If you want to let us know what you thought about that movie or anything else, please email us, podcast@penncinema.com.
Did you hear the joke I made?
I didn't. What did you say?
You said A New Empire, and then I said Strikes Back.
If you want to tell me how funny that joke was in real time, podcast@penncinema.com. Right. But if you want to support the show, what's the best way people could do that?
Well, a lot of times what people do is they make YouTube videos about, whatever they're into.
Yeah.
So what we would really like is for you to post some YouTube videos of yourself listening to the show.
Yeah. No audio. Don't share the audio.
No. It takes all the fun out of it. Right. We just want to see your reaction. And then what we will do is we will watch that video in real time and try to guess which episode you were listening to. It's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing.
You could think of it, if you need to put your pinky out, you can think of it like performance art.
What's your podcast really about? Well, it's performance art.
It's performance art, right. But if you're not an artiste,
right,
or like, for example, if you don't know how to pronounce Diox, then just tell a friend how much you enjoy the show.
That's easy.
Like our new friend from the Pacific Northwest.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, well, once again, for the Penn Cinema Podcast, I'm David Moulton.
And you forgot the thumbs.
They're out right here.
But you didn't get any.
I'm David Wilson.
And I'm Penn Ketchum.
Take care. Party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.